Hello, my name is Sean Wiggins. I want to speak to you a little bit about profiteering on individuals inside a jail or prisons throughout the country. I'm particularly to talk to you about my knowledge because of Charlotte County's ins and outs here, because I know that too well. Um, they take you. They deprive you of your life and liberty without due process of law, okay, and your liberty. Let's talk about telephone calls. See, they're marketing you and turning everything into a profit. And the Bible speaks about, do not turn my Father's house into a marketplace. That's what Jesus said. And what he's referring to here is they've turned into holding you captive, let's say 650 inmates at Charlotte County Jail on a normal standard basis. That's what they like to keep their capacity at as of right now. And they hold you captive. They can charge you whatever they want for their commissary. Of course, they give you very small portions, so you will in fact order commissary. And you kind of need it just to go to bed at night because you're so hungry. But they feed you dinner at 5 o'clock in small portions for grown men, just enough subsistence to survive, but it doesn't kill the hunger pains. It's a little cruel and unusual punishment there. In contrast to prison, which I've had the luxury of going to as well, which the portions, the sizes are substantially larger. So you have something like Aramark. They handle the commissary, and I believe that they either used to or they still do have control over feeding the inmate population as well. Okay, so when they fed the inmates small proportions, that means they buy more commissary. It's a business model. Okay, their commissary is well overpriced. It's above and beyond what you'd pay for it at a convenience store. The Florida state statute says it's not to exceed fair market value. I mean, how many of you go pay $2 for a honey bun, $1 for one ramen noodle soup? I mean, it's just you don't do it on the street. You certainly shouldn't have to do it while they have the only store that you could buy from in there. But that's one thing. Let's talk about telephone calls. They're depriving you of your liberty. Why do they charge you $3.50 for one 15-minute phone call to check in on your kids, your loved ones, mom? I mean, if they've already got you captive, and we're talking about most of these folks in jail, they are non-sentenced. They have not been found guilty of anything, but they're being deprived of their liberty. $3.50 for one 15-minute phone call, and that's just one call. Say you had to make a couple. You times that by 650 inmates at maybe a couple calls a day. It's an exorbitant amount of money. I do not understand why you don't even get one free phone call. Not one. Even when you're arrested. You used to see on TV that you get one phone call. That's not existent. See, you have to call somebody when you get arrested. If you want to call, say you call mom, well, maybe she'll bond you out. She's got to spend $20, I believe it is, minimum to put on the phone system just in order to accept your telephone call. Everybody's got cell phones nowadays. So a $3.50 phone call minimum to make a local telephone call. And that's constitutionally against the law. Okay, so we've got all these profits coming in. We're making money on phone calls, and those phones are nonstop. So it's not like it costs that to put in there. So why is this system profiting so much money that no one would ever pay? I mean, why isn't it a 35 cents or even $1? Where does all this money go? It's part of the pyramid scheme. Okay, also, they've got these tablets in there. Now, they give them to you, and it's really it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. They're like, oh, they got tablets, and oh, you got tablets in jail. Those people are so spoiled. See, it's a marketing scheme. The tablets are designed for profiteering, to create more profit from the trafficked individuals that are in there. Why does it cost $1 to send and receive one message? 50 cents there, they respond 50 cents back. $1 an email. An email. Multiply that many emails a day per inmate times it by a year. You're talking about exorbitant amounts of money. They're extorting you to make profit. The whole system across the board. So they're selling music on there. They sell the inmates music, so they're just marketing to them, charging the loved ones for an eye care package, exorbitant amounts of money for convenience store type items. They've really turned that into a business. I mean, it's not even a secret. But my point is that the Bible speaks about that. Do not turn our Father's house into a marketplace. And that's exactly what the system has done. This is supposed to be about healing these people that are sick. And most of them are drug addicts, alcoholics. They're your brothers and sisters and fathers, and they're your loved ones. I mean, for those of you that fortunately have not had to endure that system, in some way or some form or fashion, you're affected. So we're paying for it. So why are they profiting off of what's supposed to be a government, county, state subsidized program as far as corrections? These corporations, the ones that get awarded these monopolies, GTL phone service, Aramark commissary, feeding inmates, are taking away so much money and getting awarded this contract. So again, it's against the 14th Amendment. You're depriving these folks of their liberty and forcing them, embezzling money from them, coercing them to pay. Because it's not morally right, ethically right, by any stretch of the imagination, that somebody should be able to call their kids because they've already lost, say, their mother or their father, and they're in there, and they want to make a phone call and check on their kids or say goodnight, that their loved ones out there on the street are struggling because they barely lost an income, and now they can't talk to their mother, their father, whoever it is, son, daughter. Okay, we're taking away from their kids. There's no way that it's any kind of right. And it's against the law, the Constitution, and biblical law that you should deprive those folks of checking in on their children